Snow got some massive changes in Scarlet and Violet. Previously, Snow was known as Hail, and other than affecting things like Blizzard being 100% accurate, as well as Pokemon abilities like Slush Rush, the only other thing it did was chip damage at the end of a turn to non-Ice type Pokemon, much like Sandstorm. However, Game Freak realized how bad Ice types were, and decided to change Hail to Snow in Generation 9 and give it a major buff. Now Snow boosts the defense of Ice-type Pokemon on the field by 50%, making Ice types bulkier than ever. On the team we're featuring today, made by Evan in the Discord, Snow and Bulk are the name of the game. We have a Mamoswine with an Assault Vest paired with an Alolan Ninetales with Snow Warning that will set the Snow on switch in. This partner for Mamoswine not only will set the Snow and boost its defense, but it can also set Aurora Veil to set up double screens for 8 turns with its Light Clay, making the rest of the team bulky as well. So let's hop into some battles to show why you should go with the Snow. So in game 1, I see that they have a Good Stuffs team with one small variable, that being Dusknoir. I'm not particularly sure what the Dusknoir is there to do. It does have an incredibly high attack stat, so maybe they're trying to get some sneaky attacks off, but it could be a Trick Room setter as well. So I do have to be cautious about potentially bringing my Roaring Moon and setting Tailwind off the rip. I kind of have to play around it, but I do still think Roaring Moon is good here as an option of speed control as well as a Breaking Swipe user to be able to handle the damage that these Pokemon can put out. I also lead Ninetales so that way I can set Aurora Veil while they are trying to set up Trick Room potentially, so that way I can get off a good amount of shield so that way I can deal damage subsequent turns and take the hits under Trick Room if necessary. Then I round out with Rillaboom, because Rillaboom obviously having Grassy Glide is fantastic under Trick Room because I still have priority access, and then Mamoswine to round things out for the defensive boost so that Snow will give it. Alright, I feel like our lead is good here. They go right into the Ursaluna. So it looks like they're potentially going to set up Trick Room. Looks like that's kind of what their game plan wants to be, is they want to use Dusknoir to set Trick Room. Which almost makes me... See, I don't know. I'm very confused by this Dusknoir. So I think what I really want to do is get Aurora Veil down and go for a knockoff onto the Ursaluna. I think that'll put us in a decent starting position. And we could kind of go from there. Because I'm not sure what this Dusknoir wants to do. It could be a Trick Room setter. There is potential for it to be trying to set Trick Room this turn. I just don't know. They're just going to protect. That's fine. Because the rest of their team is incredibly fast, which it really shocks me that they want to go for Trick Room. So we get the Aurora Veil down. That's good for us. And it is the Trick Room. Okay. Was not expecting that. So we click Blizzard here. We click Blizzard. And I think we just protect this turn. And we got to start buying out turns of Trick Room. Now, Dusknoir actually has a really decent attack stat, so it could be very problematic. Let's see what they want to do. Not a Pokemon I was expecting to see today, that's for sure. They're immediately going into their Tera. Ursaluna is the Tera target for them. We're going to protect the Roaring Moon, try and preserve it, buy out turns of Trick Room. They go for the Brick Break. Ooh, they have Brick Break. That's not good. That's really interesting tech. They go for Blood Moon into my Ninetales, which we do hold on just barely. Just barely. Blizzard goes off. A freeze would be incredible. There it is. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So this turn what I want to do is actually go for a knockoff into the Dusknoir. Actually, I'm going to go for a Protect and a knockoff. I wanted to set Aurora Veil, but I just don't think it's going to be worth it. I want to protect the Ninetales this turn. They go for Brick Break into the Ninetales. I read them correctly. Thank the Lord. And hopefully this knockoff does the damage we need it to. Nice. Knockoff into the Dust Noir. Does KO. Brick Break is gone. And now we have Aurora Veil the rest of the game. That was scary. That's scary little tech there. Wow. That could have been detrimental. Let's see what they decide to bring in. That could have definitely been a bad news situation for us. What comes into play? It is the Ogre Pawn. All right. Knowing that, I think I just go for a Blizzard here and start Breaking Swipe. I could also go for a knockoff. How many more turns of Trick Room? We have 2 more turns of Trick Room. So I do think we lock Blizzard here, and I think we go for a... I'm going to go for the knockoff. They just go for Spiky Shield. I'm okay with that. Hopefully they stay frozen this turn. That's really crucial. They do stay frozen this turn. This is great. The RNG is in our favor, folks. Big Blizzard damage. We crit. That's crazy. Knockoff goes off and we take out the Blood Moon. Very nice. Very, very nice. What comes in now? Because that determines this next turn big time. Ooh, Urshifu. Urshifu comes in. Okay. We Moonblast the Urshifu. And I think we start laying down Breaking Swipes. We'll have to see. It's not worth protecting, because they could just do big damage into my Roaring Moon regardless. So it's not worth protecting. If they go for a close combat and a Roaring Moon, then we just basically waste the turn. So it's definitely more in my favor to just go for damage. They're really thinking about this turn. Hopefully they don't protect the Urshifu. Maybe they go for like a Sucker Punch or something. Nope, they go for Wicked Blow. We don't Tera, so we take that swimmingly. They crit us, obviously. And then they go for the Ivy Cudgel into the Roaring Moon as well. That is not going to do any damage. We did not bother going for the Protect, which puts us in great position to Oko with Ninetales. Another crit out of Ninetales. Ninetales pulling so much weight this battle. Good Lord. Breaking Swipe goes off. That is going to weaken the Ogre Pawn. Wow. That is absolutely nuts. So we go for a Moonblast into the Ogre Pawn, and we go for another Breaking Swipe. They likely just give us the battle, though, at this point. I can't believe the work that was just put in by this team. Wow. Let's see what they do. I'd imagine they just surrender, because another Breaking Swipe puts them at -2. They could Terrasilize to give themselves the boost, but they just can't do damage into Roaring Moon with that Pokemon. Yep, that's a GG. Wow, Mamoswine not even hitting the field. In Game 2, I see that they have some serious power on their team. Luckily, the Tinglu is not a huge threat because I have a lot of physical attackers on this team, and it's not something I necessarily have to be afraid of, but the other Pokemon I do have to worry about, specifically that Glamora that can Meteor Beam my Ninetales turn 1. I do still lead Ninetales to set my Snow because I see that they don't really have any option to get rid of it, and then I bring Rillaboom as a potential fake-out option so that way I can get Aurora Veil up even more safely. From there, I lock in Mamoswine because Mamoswine wants to play in the snow, and then I bring Watershifu because it plays very nicely into a lot of members of their team, specifically the Tinglu, the Glamora if it doesn't Terrasilize, as well as the Fluttermane. It is a scary thing to bring Urshifu in this scenario because there are options like Rillaboom, as well as Raging Bolt that can deal with it very effectively, but I still think that the speed advantage that Choice Scarf Urshifu can give me in this battle is going to help in the long run. Alright, this one's going to be tricky for sure. This one's going to be very tricky. Let's see what they decide to lead with. Probably Glamora. Oh, no. All right. Honestly, very odd lead from them. I have to say, that's a very peculiar lead. So the bright side of this scenario is we can just do this. We can go for Aurora Veil because they're weakening their own Fluttermane. And we could go for a big Woodhammer onto the Fluttermane slot. Let's see what other Pokemon that they potentially have. Yeah, we go for Aurora Veil here, and we just go for a big Woodhammer. We go for a big Woodhammer. That should take a KO on Fluttermane, assuming they don't protect. But we outspeed the Tinglu all day, so we're able to just put down the Aurora Veil very safely here. And even if they swap Tinglu out, I don't think they have enough juice to OHKO the Fluttermane, which is awesome for us. Not the Fluttermane, excuse me, the Alolan Ninetales. What comes in? Glamora comes in. They go for Shadow Ball into Rillaboom, actually. We take that pretty well. Special defense does fall. Touch unfortunate. But Aurora Veil goes up. And we're going to be able to take a massive Pokemon off the field here. Woodhammer goes in. Boom. Bye, Fluttermane. We're going to take a lot of recoil. That is something to note. We are going to take a fair bit of recoil. So now we have to think about what comes in. Tinglu could come back. I doubt Tinglu would come back in, though, because that would once again... it does come back, though. Alright, so this turn, I think I just want to go for a Protect on my Ninetales. And... I want them to KO my Rillaboom very badly. So I think I just want to go for a Grassy Glide onto their Tinglu. Get as much chip off as I possibly can onto that Pokemon. Honestly, I would love to see them Tera that Pokemon. Go for like Tera Poison or something. That would be phenomenal for me because that means I can bring in Urshifu and just kind of sweep the... what's it called? The Glamora off the field. So that would be ideal. I really need them to remove my Rillaboom though. So we just protect the Ninetales. They could be going for Meteor Beam. Grassy Glide goes off. Great damage into that Tinglu. Wow. Meteor Beam going off. Who do they target? Likely the Ninetales. There's the Power Herb. And they do it into Rillaboom. Perfect. That is a perfect scenario. They go for the Heavy Slam. We're going to be able to avoid that. Very nice. So, that puts us in a really commanding position with Urshifu. And what I want to do this turn is now go for a Blizzard. And I think I preserve my Tera. Because what could they have in the back? Yeah, I'm going to preserve the Tera, and I'm going to go for the Surging Strikes onto their Glamora. We could see the Tera Grass come out. But I think the combination of Surging Strikes... There's the Tera. I think the combination of Surging Strikes and... Ooh, their Tera Dragon. I still think the combination is going to be able to KO, assuming they attack into the correct Pokemon. There's the Toxic Spikes. Ooh, you know, they could be just going for Sludge Bomb. And that could be very bad. They could just be going for Sludge Bomb, and that could be awful. Something I definitely didn't consider there. That's good damage. We are faster than their Glamora. I was not expecting that. That's good chip. Sludge Bomb into Urshifu. We're able to take that very well. We do take the poison, though. Heavy Slam going off. That brings us incredibly low, but we are going to hang on. So knowing that information, that we're faster than the Glamora, we can actually go for a Moonblast this turn, which is huge. We can go for a Moonblast, and we could go for Surging Strikes into the Tinglu now. Very shocked my Ninetales is faster than this Glimmora. It was not something I was expecting. Let's see what they opt to bring in. That's huge information to have. Absolutely massive information to have. They could potentially swap in a Raging Bolt. They do have Raging Bolt in the back, but getting Chip on a Raging Bolt still feels really good. They aren't going to make a swap this turn, though. We are going to take Ting-Lu. And with Ting-Lu gone, my Moonblast should be able to KO this Glimmora fairly easily. Ninetales is the MVP so far of this video. Ninetales has done so much work, it's ridiculous. And at this point, we still have our Terastallization intact. What is their final Pokemon? We go for the Moonblast. We go for the Surging Strikes. Let's see what they opt to do. They may just give us the battle. There is a fair chance they just give us the battle. And Mamoswine still won't see the field. Let's see what they do. They're really thinking about this turn. I think they have to go for Urshifu. But we are just faster. So I don't think it truly matters because we just take the KO. Let's see what they do. Moonblast will just take the KO. That is going to be a GG. Holy crap. Now in Game 3, they have a very, very odd team with Primarina, Carbink, Lurantis, Scrafty, Entei, and Zoroark. So I have no idea what I'm going to expect from this one. I do think that maybe Carbink could be a lead, so I end up opting for a Heatran Ninetales lead. This will allow me to hit with a Flash Cannon into the Carbink slot and do pretty big damage, and Heatran actually plays very nicely into the rest of this team as well, including the Primarina because I have Tera Grass on the Heatran. Ninetales is just going to be really nice for the bulk that it provides the team. Mamoswine in the back can deal with a lot of the threats, specifically the Entei as well as the Carbink. And finally, Rillaboom is just incredibly nice to deal with a lot of the Pokemon as well. Looking at the Primarina and the Zoroark, being able to outspeed them and hit them with a Grassy Glide is going to be very beneficial, and that Fake Out pressure is always nice. Okay, what do we got? This is a weird looking team. What do we got? Lurantis and Carbink. Well, I feel fine just going for Aurora Veil and then going for a Flash Cannon into Carbink. I don't even know what I'm looking at with this team. I'm not gonna... Where's Carbink at? Wait, where was Carbink at? It just disappeared. There it is. Good. It just disappeared. They withdraw the Carbink. Okay. And they bring in Entei. That's fine. That's fine. They're actually going to Terastallize their Lurantis to a water type. Are they Tera Blast Lurantis? That would be crazy. Aurora Veil goes up. Flash Cannon goes off. And they have Superpower. Superpower Lurantis. Okay. Attack Rose on Lurantis. I kind of just want to go for a Blizzard. Just do what I can damage-wise and go for an Earth Power onto the Entei. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Tera as well. That'll save us from another big damage chip from the Lurantis. And it'll save us from a potential ground type attack on the Entei as well. Blizzard goes off. Little chip. We did get the freeze. Okay, Ninetales. Still showing your worth. Sacred Fire into Ninetales. Earth Power goes off. Perfect. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. All right. We go for another Blizzard here, and we go for an Earth Power onto the Lurantis now. Blizzard should take the KO onto the Entei. Should take the KO just fine on an Entei. They go for the E-Speed. That's not going to do enough. Blizzard goes off. See ya, Entei. Let's get some additional chip here with our Earth Power. That's actually not bad chip. For not being stabbed in any way, shape, or form, that's not bad chip. Let's see what they bring in now. I think next turn we double Lurantis. Primarina comes in. Okay, we have Rillaboom in the back for that. We're not worried about that Pokemon at all. We go for the double into the Lurantis slot. We go for the Moonblast Earth Power. No sense going for non-super effective damage. And then we have Rillaboom for that Primarina. They already used their... Oh, that's perfect. They already used their Terastallization. Moonblast goes off. Good damage. I don't think we take the KO here. Oh, we do. Oh, we do. All right. Heatran doing so much work this battle. And back in comes the Carbink. I think we go for the Blizzard and we go for the Flash Cannon and a Carbink. That's good chip. Critical hit. Flash Cannon should take that KO. And then what do they do here with their Primarina? They go for Hyper Voice. And that is going to take down the Ninetales. Heatran does hold on. Snow stops. We get Mamoswine in. And I think we just go for a high horsepower here. And go for a Flash Cannon here. That's great damage. We might actually just take the KO there. GG, man! Ninetales is doing an astronomical amount of work this video, I have to say. We do lose Heatran to the Life Orb, but at this point, we won. Wow. GG. Finally, I snuck a game 4 in here because I wanted to show Mamoswine off more, and I definitely think it is useful in this particular battle. Now, Trick Room is very scary for me because I don't really have any options that can deal with the Trick Room off the rip. So my thought process is lead Mamoswine with the Ninetales in order to get Aurora Veil up and do as much damage as possible to their Trick Room setter, which is likely going to be Weirdeer. It is likely going to be a Weirdeer Articuno lead because they can skill swap the Intimidate onto one of my Pokemon and then be able to proc competitive on their Articuno. And now that I know that I may not be able to stop the Trick Room setup, I want to focus on picking Pokemon that are going to be able to play under the Trick Room, specifically looking at Rillaboom here. Rillaboom is going to be very nice, as well as Heatran, which is naturally a slow Pokemon. Rillaboom is going to be nice just for Fake Out Pressure and that priority Grassy Glide, and then finally Heatran is going to be nice simply because of the fact that it can play into Enamorus, as well as the Slowbro and the Glastrier. Alright, this battle is going to be tough because I don't really have a way to deal with Trick Room. Let's see what they got. Okay. Leading the Mamoswine. Oh, I have Oblivious. Never mind. I was going to say maybe wasn't the right call. So I think what we actually have to do more than anything is get rid of Weird Ear. I think we have to KO the Weird Ear. Articuno's just going to protect because they're going to go for a skill swap and they're going to try and get competitive up. So we need to do as much damage to Weird Ear as we possibly can. Maybe even potentially KO. Oh, that did no damage to Weird Ear. High horsepower. Not enough. There's the skill swap. All right. Okay. Now we have to deal with this. We go for another Blizzard here. Or we could even just go for Aurora Veil. And go for Icicle Crash. I think I'm going for Icicle Crash. We get the Aurora Veil down. That's going to save us from some of the damage that this Articuno can do. They go for Air Cutter. That did a lot of damage. Oh, they crit. Icicle Crash goes off. That probably KOs, though. Right? Yeah. We'll be seeing you, Articuno. They still probably get Trick Room up. They do. But we're in a much better position now. Now that we dealt with their biggest damage dealer, we're in a lot better position for the Trick Room game. Glastrier comes in. I'm going to go for the Moonblast on a Weird Ear. And I think I have to go for... I have to save my Tera. There's no way around that. I have to save Tera. And I think I go for a Heavy Slam on a Glastrier. They're going to Tera. Tera Glastrier. Which gets scary. That gets very scary. Fire. Okay. We can work with that. Tera Blast into Mamoswine. We hold on, though. We do hold on, though. And they go for Tera Blast onto my Ninetales, which does hold on. And hopefully we just take the KO. Moonblast goes off. Should take the KO. It doesn't. Wow. I cannot believe that. Okay. We go for another Moonblast. And we are actually going to swap in Heatran now. Because Heatran will be able to take the Tera Blast. Smart Strike does nothing. Tera Blast will take the KO here. So I think Rillaboom is our best bring. We get in Rillaboom. They have 2 more turns of Trick Room. We can definitely make this work. So we fake out the Glastrier. And what do they have in the back potentially? Maybe a Dragonite. But we just go for a Flash Cannon into Weird Ear. Slow the Glastrier down. Oh, they skill swap me. I mean, I'm not going for a fire type attack, so that's okay. Boom. We'll be seeing you, Weird Ear. Take another Pokemon down. And now we have to see what our final Pokemon could be. Snow stops, but we still have our Aurora Veil, which is super big. Blaster is yet to take a KO, which is fantastic, because that means... What is that? Lamos? Okay. Rillaboom should be the slowest thing on the field. And this should be the last turn of Trick Room. Yes. So we should be able to go for a U-turn and just protect this turn. They used Quick Draw. Don't know if that makes them go before my Protect. That'd be awful. But we get the Fire off. We get the Protect off. Okay. I've never seen anybody use that ability in my life. A little bit of damage. They go for close combat. Not today. And we get the U-turn off, and we get a safe swap back into Mamoswine. Good chip. And now they are out of Trick Room. I could definitely see them going for Trick Room again. So I think we just double that Pokemon. We double their Trick Room option. Doesn't need to be doubled. We take it out with Mamoswine. Good stuff. Good stuff. And we go for the Earth Power here. Ooh, so close. Special Defense falls. And they likely go for close combat. Yes. Heatran holds on, though. And that's a GG, because now we can just Ice Shard. They're in Ice Shard range. Never mind. Their Life Orb. They killed themselves. GG. I did a fourth battle. We had to do a fourth battle because Mamoswine just wasn't hitting the field because Ninetales was doing all the work. So we had to get a fourth battle in to give a little more Mamoswine love. GG.